Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm John.
I'm Ryan. And I'm Cody.
This is the Birdie Journey. Today we're at Pikes Peak Indoor Golf Center and we've got a special guest. Welcome back to the channel, Leighton Smith. What's up, man? Welcome back.
It's good to be back, guys.
Yeah. Awesome, glad to have you back.
So here at Pikes Peak Indoor Golf Center, we got 4 Trackmans, 4 simulators.
Leighton's introducing something new here. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, guys, so we're releasing a winter series. Basically, it's questions that we all have about our golf games that myself and these 3 guys are going to be addressing. So everything from how do we fix an over-the-top move, how do we find more consistency, how do we score, all that we're going to be addressing it.
Well, sounds good. We're going to get right after it. Make sure you guys check the link down below for all of Leighton's information. Reach out, get a lesson with him, keep your game tuned up. Let's go.
All right,
Let's do it. Let's get it.
All right, Leighton, I play a lot of softball, and I really try and get everything I have, because I'm not a very big guy, so I get everything I have into a softball. I struggle with on the golf course is coming over the top.
Okay.
So maybe take a few looks at my swings and tell me what I need to do here.
And before we even get started with that, I work with a lot of baseball, softball players, a lot of power in that move, right?
Yeah.
The golf swing's a little bit different, mainly in that we're in a golf posture, right? Versus up here swinging a bat. But we'll talk about some things that kind of transition it and find you some consistency.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a normal swing here and just stay loose.
Okay.
Good move. Take that one all day.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing with baseball, softball, right? And I never played baseball myself, but your rotation is great, right? So if you think about the golf club coming into impact, the golf ball's right here. When we come in, the golf club is swinging towards third base, over here to the left. That left path that we call it, that's what a lot of times gives us a big slice when we're up the driver or line.
I struggle with that sometimes.
Right. So the biggest thing we want to do is feel like our back as we start the downswing is staying towards the target a tad longer. Okay, and as we turn in, we're swinging more towards first base. Okay, out towards right field, feeling that, and that's where the path moving out to the right is going to give us a little baby draw.
So would you say it's safe to say maybe, because with baseball and stuff like that, a lot of it is attacking the inside of the ball. Would that maybe help out a little bit?
Inside of the ball.
Okay.
Love it, love it. Feel really smooth tempo.
Okay.
Catch the inside of the ball. Love it. So that little baby fade, the more you work this, the more that baby fade will turn into a baby draw.
Okay.
So one thing I'll show you on the computer real quick is, as we look up here at the screen, the cool thing about Pikes Peak Indoor Golf Center is that it shows us this blue line. So this blue line is basically signifying our path.
Okay.
So with Trackman, it's the most accurate technology there is, but you can see 5.7 degrees to the left of our target, which would mean we're swinging a little bit more towards left field, third base, than we are out towards the right.
Okay.
So for you, your goal would be to keep working this blue line a little bit more out to the right. With that, you'd start seeing a little more draws.
Okay.
All right, let's see one more. One other tip I like to do, put that logo kind of on the inside and try to connect.
Oh, there we go.
Right on the inside clip. It's all good. That one's just a little bit quick. Yep. One more.
I felt a lot better.
All right, man. So the number one thing I would do, I'd say I'd take a little bit less clubs. I'd start with maybe an 8-iron or something like that and feel a 3/4 swing. So just a little bit shorter. And really what we're looking for is consistency with that.
Yes.
Okay. So 3/4 8-irons, trying to feel like we catch the inside of the ball and like that club face is squaring up. All right. Got any questions?
I don't think so. Thank you, man.
Good luck
Appreciate
out there.
it.
You got
Thanks.
All right, Leighton, welcome back to the channel.
Thanks, man.
I need some help, man.
All right, what's going on?
I'm missing to the left.
Okay.
A little inconsistent on that side, so I want to see what I'm doing wrong and what I could be working on when I'm coming here, working on the Trackman or out at the range.
Okay,
All right.
So when we miss to the left, as we start hitting, the number one thing to do before we even swing the club is think about, is it our face, our club face is the problem?
Okay.
Is it our path, so meaning the direction that club is swinging the problem?
Okay.
Or is it a combination of both? And if you're like most people I teach, we don't know at all. Okay, so that would mean that we have to know exactly what is causing that miss, okay?
Okay.
So let's start off with a normal swing, don't think about anything,
Just
we'll go from there.
Left.
Struck well there. All right, so a couple interesting things we'll kind of dive into. So the club face is responsible for about 80-85% of initial direction.
Okay.
So meaning, as we swing, as we strike this ball, you can tell it's already starting off a little bit left.
Okay.
You notice how that ball curves as well, right?
Right.
Like you said, you get that full draw. So that would go to tell me that your swing path tends to swing out to the right, okay? So our swing path and a lot of times the spin on the ball are a little bit opposite, okay? So let's swing back here and I'll show you a couple other things. Okay. So down here at the bottom, you can see club path on Trackman here is 1.9 degrees out. I think that's great, okay? That's this blue line swinging a little bit out. Okay. This face to path, this is the number we want to look at right now. So you can tell that is -5 degrees left. So that's not a ton, but this red arrow here is signifying our face. Okay. So that face is a little bit left. Obviously, the straighter that is, the straighter the ball is going to go. Okay.
So does that mean I'm closing my face?
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's take your setup here. I'll give you a swing thought.
Okay.
Okay. So this Callaway glove, Callaway's the best, by the way. This Callaway glove right here, really, you see how that logo, that chevron is facing the target?
Yes.
So yours at impact would be turning just a little bit too much. See how that affects the face?
Wow.
So I want you to feel like as you swing through impact, that logo's staying towards the target. Very good. And obviously as you turn through and finish the swing, it's going to rotate on its own. Okay. But feel logo towards the target. Let's see it.
All right.
Nice smooth. This one like a 75% swing here.
All right.
How'd that one feel?
That one felt good. I definitely felt like I hung down line in a way a lot easier because I wasn't trying to rush anything and kill it.
Love it. So feel really soft grip pressure. Again, we're going to feel back the left hand at the target as we rotate all the way through. Okay.
75% again?
I love it. That's controlled to me, man. See how I knocked all that spin off?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we play your video through here, you can tell that right through impact, if we look here at your hands, the back of your left hand is right at the target. Okay. So that just means that face is square. Nice turn through, knocked off all the spin off the golf shot. So that's it. I would say as you practice, the longer club you have in your hand, the more it's going to be a little bit more difficult to control the face.
That is true. So I get that 4-iron, it's more of a pull than it is with a 7 or an 8.
Exactly. That's because there's less loft, right? Okay. So the main thing as you practice this would be when you hit, if you're seeing it start off to the left right off the bat, you know that chevron on your logo is pointing left to the target. Okay. If it's starting pretty straight, but the ball's spinning to the left, you can guarantee that your club face is pretty square, but that your path is swinging a little bit too much out. Okay. So it's always making sure we manage the path in the face.
Manage the path in the face.
Yeah. Any other questions or anything while we're here?
Homework. How should I work on this at the range? Without a professional.
Right. Yep. And that's I love that question because all the people that I teach during the lessons, we start to get it, we start to understand. Right. But when you're out there on your own, you're on the battlefield, you have to manage it. Okay. So the number one thing I would say is start with some wedges, 5 or 10 wedges after you get loose. Okay. And all we're looking at is how well can we control our club face. Okay. Okay. So if you're hitting them left right off the bat and you expect to grab a 4-iron and hit it straight, then we're in trouble, right? So get those wedges straight purely by thinking about the back of the left hand. Okay. And as there's a straight, kind of slowly leapfrog your way out there. So maybe go to a 9-iron, then go to a 7. Okay. And if you get all the way down to a 4, then jump back maybe to an 8-iron or a 9-iron. Okay. And so all you're doing during that range session is purely worrying about the face. Okay. Okay. After that's done, I would say kind of just relax, look at your target, go through your routine, trust the process. Okay.
And we can use the ball flight to use as our coaching mechanism without you here, right? Right, exactly. So when I start to see that high left draw, my first thought, slow everything down, drag to the target, down the line. Okay.
Yep, exactly. It's all about managing ball flight. And if we can manage that, that's going to give us the tools we need to score.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Good work. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, Leighton. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Some days, I'm dead straight. Some days, I'm throwing darts. And some days, I'm dead left, man.
All right. Help. All right. Good news is you're not the only one, right? Even better news is if we can learn why some days it's good, why some days it's bad, then you'll be taking more money from your buddies, okay? That's what. So let's go ahead and set up right here. Okay. And the biggest thing I want you to think of, when this is the problem with my clients, the number one thing I recommend is put some kind of consequence on the line. Meaning, what club you hold there? Okay. So meaning, let's say our target is out here in the center of the fairway, and let's imagine that there is a big pond over here to the right, okay? So no matter what, mentally, we know, okay, I'm trying to hit it towards my target, but the trouble is over on the right side, okay? Let's start with that. Okay. Make a normal swing, water on the right. We don't want to lose that ball. All right, so we noticed, hey, you're dry, okay? So you hear the pros say, you know what? I didn't hit it that great, but I missed it in the right spots. Phil Mickelson says that, Tiger Woods says that, the best players in the world. There's something to that, okay? So you missed it in the right spot. But now, guess what we're gonna do? The pond's going on the left, okay? So now let's go ahead and hit another one.
Okay.
But we can't miss to the left.
Okay.
All right.
There it is, splash.
There's the water. Okay. So, why did we miss it left? Any idea?
Am I coming over the top? Am I flying open? I don't know.
Good question. So a lot of times I hear people say, oh man, I'm flying way over the top. That might be an issue, but the number one thing that's making this ball go left is the club face at impact, okay?
Okay.
So the number one thing we're gonna work on, let's set up, grab that ball. And while path is important, we need to really focus on face. So this red arrow, you can see it's pointing to the left.
Okay.
And the blue line is great. Blue line's pointing straight towards our target. Okay. So the number one thought is going to be keep the club face square, turn through, finish the swing. Okay.
Is that keeping this shoulder down on it maybe a little bit?
Good question. I noticed you're wearing the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
So let's set up like a practice swing.
Okay.
And feel that Apple Watch, the face of that, like that's turning. So
Okay.
just relax that left arm.
Yep.
If this left arm is stiff, a lot of times what I see is a pulling motion, which would lead to open face.
Sure.
And a lot of times we know that's open, so we have to flip it and get left.
Okay.
I'd rather see a gradual rotation with that face. Good. And we want to match up the rotation with that face with our left hip.
Okay.
So feel your left hip turn through towards the target. And see how your club face is staying square.
Okay.
So where we get in trouble with the left miss is if that left hip slows down, hands speed up, face is left. Yep. And then
Okay.
you bind the beard.
I'll do that a bunch.
All right. Club face was better. Notice how we caught a little bit too much ground. Did you feel
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So this
Little
next
shock.
swing, I want you to feel, we're gonna do a 75% swing in length, and I want you to feel like you're staying tall, but keeping that left hand and left hip rotating all the way.
got it.
Okay? Stay tall, rotate through. Relax, that soft grip pressure is key. Let's see. Better with the
Look at
face. Okay? So here's where it's key on the range, okay?
Okay.
Even though those last two shots we caught a little bit heavy, golf is too hard to constantly be beating ourselves down and saying, I'm not getting it.
Right.
So the number one thing that we'd have to recognize in this is in 2-3 swings, we corrected and we managed the club face, AKA the back of that left hand.
Yep.
So then if we sat here and we said, let's hit some more balls, then we'd say, off of that, I like the direction, but the contact was a little bit off, right?
Sure.
Then we can kind of forget this because we're doing really good with the club face, and we're gonna focus on rotating all the way through, okay? So let's do one more hit here.
You got it.
And I want you to just relax, back of that left hand at the target, but focus on rotating those hips all the way through.
You got it.
Nice and smooth.
No, come on, Ryan.
All good. So where was the club face?
The same thing.
Yep.
I'm getting stiff in that left.
And what that's telling me is you're kind of dominating the swing with upper body and arms, and that's where we find that chunk. It's just a real thing, right? It's
Sure.
not always as easy as saying, oh man, I just have one thing to fix.
Right.
So in this one, I want you to feel a baby pause at the top in a practice swing,
Okay.
and then really get those hips turning towards the target, okay? Let's do a practice first.
Okay.
Pause at the top of your backswing, rotate your hips. Love it, good. Let's do one more. Pause at the top, rotate through. Good. See how you're catching a little bit less?
Right.
Less of that turf?
Sure. Pause.
Yep. And so when you swing through on this one, I just want you to focus eyes at the screen as you finish, okay? Swing through it, not at it. In all reality, this is where frustration goes up, right?
Right.
Doubt and fear and insecurity, all that is rampant, right?
Sure.
So you have to be able to stand over this golf ball and say, I know what I'm doing, right? Because as frustrating as this is, I see it all the time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, people wouldn't be coming to me.
Sure.
So we have to overcome it, right?
Okay.
This golf ball doesn't know that the last 3 swings would have maybe gone in that water, or they're chunked, or they don't know if 100 people are watching us.
Sure.
Golf ball only knows what the face and what the path tell it, okay?
Okay.
So take a couple practice swings, as many as you need, and when you're over the ball, relax. All the tension's got to come out of the body. Good. Remember, stay loose. Finish the swing. Don't feel like you have to stay down all the way through. There you go. Good. Closer. I give up. Cut them all. Nope, we're getting it. All right, so, because it's not over the top, right?
Okay.
If it were over the top, watch on the way down. Your club's coming from the inside, it's just getting really steep, right? Yep. So go ahead and set up real quick.
Okay.
Feel from here. Relax that. Turn your hips towards the screen. There you go. Just relax. Relax. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. All the way through. Head. Sorry. Good. Foot up. So turn all the way through. Good. Relax. So that's the goal to get to. Okay. So let's do it one more time. Relax that. Hips towards the target. Good. Hips. 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 Money. Good. Pose for the cameras. Right?
Pose for the cameras.
Just like our boy Tiger. Oh baby. Getting there. No turf, still left. So where's the left coming from?
That's
You
hands.
gotta get this.
That's hands.
So no matter if there's a camera watching us, if we're by ourselves, where I teach my clients to kind of bear down is that same miss is happening, right?
Right.
Which would mean that face still is turning over, right? But it's not all that much, okay? So really, here's where I want you to go back to the performance side of things and thinking, I need to hit this ball and I have to keep it dry. Okay. Rather than thinking I need to keep my left hand at the target, I need to turn my hips through, I need to stay in my posture, I need to finish like a pro, because that gets overwhelming, right? So we're gonna go back to the basics. We know we have to keep that face square, or if anything, a little open, and then we know the whole objective of this shot is to keep the ball dry. Okay. So right is okay.
Right is okay.
Yep. You need to dedicate this shot to anybody?
This one's the jump.
Okay. Baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's dry.
Hey.
Perseverance. Let's
I like
go.
it.
All right.
I like it.
Keep it up.
Okay. I appreciate it, Leighton.
You got it, man.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
All right, guys, thanks for checking it out. Leighton, thanks for the tips today.
Absolutely, guys.
I've got some homework.
I
I've got a little
homework as
work. We all did. We all
That's
did.
it.
Yeah. So, guys, check this place out. It's Pikes Peak Indoor Golf. You can find the information on the screen right here, right down below. My information, LeightonSmithGolf.com. You can also hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Would love to get you guys involved with this winter training series, but also a free tip here and there, anything to get you going and help support these guys too. So appreciate you guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Leighton.
it. Big shout out to Ben Entertainment, always helping us out, following us around with some cameras.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Take it easy.
Like, comment, subscribe.